So that was my intention to convince you. So yesterday we were doing this, no? Yesterday we were doing listening, and we were doing all this information. You did a very good job. I think you are understanding some phonetics very well, but you need to focus more, right? You need to switch the chip when you are listening English so you can get familiar to the phonetics. Of course, watching movies that you memorize helps, okay, with this particular exercise. Another thing that helps is learning collocations. And this is the class, the final class of the week that I wanted to give you. The first class, we talked about the cookies. Do you remember? What do you remember about the cookies? What did we say about it? This week, we were talking about this.
That it chunks. It is a group of words that always go together.
Perfect. Like a cookie, because a cookie is a chunk, is a piece of a bigger portion that you extract, and it has a lot of ingredients like flour, sugar, pieces of chocolate, and then they become independent in the tray. So when you speak, it's the same. It's a massive, massive, massive volume of vocabulary. And then when you speak it, you need to select groups of words, as Elsie is saying. We saw the importance of chunks in the vocabulary. But now I'm going to show you the importance of chunks when you are trying to speak and when you are thinking in Spanish. Because in learning collocations and learning chunks can help you avoid mistakes. Today we are going to see how collocations and chunks help you avoid mistakes. So precisely the first thing that we need to do is to get familiar with what a chunk is. In other words, a collocation. What is a collocation? How do you use it? And let's talk about it, right? Let's begin with the definition, the reading of the definition. Help me, Mitch.
Definition. Collocation is a group of co-occurrences.
Co-occurrences.
Co-occurrences of two or more words that are always used together normally, both in spoken and written languages.
Correct. Co-occurrences because they usually happen one after another. On Monday, we talked about the example of depend. I know, on one hand, on the other hand. If you use these words together, and if you memorize these words together, you are going to be able to avoid the mistake to say in the other hand, because when you think about the hand has an interior, especially when you close your fist, there is something inside. So it's very popular, the mistake of saying in the other hand. The translation from Spanish to English makes a mistake when we don't consider collocations, co-occurrences of words. The word on is always used together with hand. So A very associated topic to collocations are mistakes, errors in writing of English, writing and speaking. This is especially for you guys. Let's read about errors. Help me, Elsie.
Most errors in writing of English essays
Right.
by international students are related to vocabulary. There are approximately 1,000 regularly used English vocabulary words that do not cause any trouble for native English speakers.
Watch out. For who?
Native,
Perfect.
any trouble for native English speakers. On the other hand, this core vocabulary is the reason international students cannot perform in English properly or effectively.
Effectively, very good. So for English speakers, all this is very natural. But for international students like you, it is very challenging to achieve fluency because there are so many small details and mistakes that are usual in our speech. So we are going to talk about the two word combinations, and we are going to be making a specific emphasis on these particular groups. Adjective plus noun, adverb plus verb, adverb plus adjective, adjective plus noun plus noun, and verb plus noun. And I forgot one for some reason. That is precisely the one that I want to focus on, which is verb, or noun, or adjective with a corresponding preposition. As an example, we have depending on as a verb. Noun preposition. Disadvantage of and careful with. Depends being a verb, disadvantage being a noun, and careful being an adjective. Do you see what we are doing? Do you have any question from this moment? Okay. So let's talk about the first part. Okay. How do you say? If we translate from Spanish to English, how do you say hacerle una visita a alguien? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you talk about hacerle una visita a alguien? Anyone? How do you say this in English?
Visiting to somebody.
Visiting somebody. That could be. That's one option, and that one is correct. You know? But then, hacer. How do you say hacer in English?
Do.
Do or make, right? You have two options, to say visiting somebody or to say pay a visit. Pay a visit to. You see? Exactly. Why? Because concurrences. The word pay is pagar, but in a very simple way of thinking. If we are paying attention to the groups of words, you are going to see that American people say pay a visit instead of make a visit. The word pay is also used with the word complement. For example, if you say hacerle o dar un cumplido a alguien, you use the word pay. You don't use the word give. Couple. Build collocations. Pay a compliment. You can also say give a compliment, but it's common to use pay as well. And when you pay it, the other person takes it. Okay? Groups of words. How do you say pasar el tiempo in English?
Hang out.
Hang out. That's possible as a phrasal verb. But if you want to translate directly, what is a good translation for pasar?
Spend.
Nice, Jimmy. Very good. Spend what?
Spend time.
Correct. Spend time. It's very common to use the word pass the time. It's incorrect. You don't say pass the time. Okay. And at the same time, we have others. So you should learn all these expressions with the corresponding collocation. I strongly recommend to use for collocations, to Google it randomly, but I really recommend to use the Macmillan Dictionary for collocations or the Collins Dictionary for collocations. These two dictionaries have very, very good word associations in it. One of the best dictionaries that exist and that even American people use is the Merriam-Webster. But the Merriam-Webster is so complex. I can give you the note if you want to explore it, but sometimes the definitions are exclusively for American native comprehension. If you still have problems with comprehension, you can use Macmillan and you can use Collins for collocations. Okay. Now let's talk about the next one. How do you say tomar una decisión.
Make a decision.
Make a decision. Very nice. Good. Instead of take. Is it correct to say take? The other one was... like one of the most popular. Tender la cama. ¿No? Nobody really? This is basic. Come on, guys.
Make the bed.
Make the bed. Excellent. Just using the verb make. Correct. Nice. Lavar los trastes.
Wash the dishes.
Wrong. Do the dishes.
Like do the laundry.
And do the laundry. Exactly. You do the dishes and you do the laundry. You don't wash. You wash the car. That's precisely what we are talking about. We are talking about words with catch. We spoke about make. No, we spoke about the word pay, make, do. Now let's talk about the verb catch. Okay. Resfriarse. Resfriarse is with the word catch. What do you catch in this case?
¿Es de resfriarse?
Cold.
Cold, very good. That's right. So what do you catch, Mitch? Complete.
Catch cold.
Catch a cold. Exactly. You catch a cold. You don't get a cold. That's incorrect.
I didn't know that. I thought that it was get a cold. Yeah.
That's right. You don't get a cold. That's a very classic mistake. Tomarse el tiempo para respirar. Después de correr, por ejemplo. After running. Or while working out. Anyone? Actually, we have an issue here. How do you say respirar in English?
Take a breath.
Very good, but pay attention because we are not using the word take. What word are we using here?
Pent.
Look over here.
Catch.
Catch. So what do you catch?
A breath?
Exactly.
Catch a breath?
You catch your breath. Usually we use the possessive. You catch your breath.
Okay.
Give me a moment to catch my breath.
That's new.
That's new.
Yeah. I
It
didn't
is.
hear that. Yeah.
Exactly. Incendiarse. We continue with the verb catch.
Catch fire?
Mhm. Something catches fire. Like the Hunger Games movie. Did you see the Hunger Games?
Yes.
The second book is called Catching Fire. And that's because of the collocation. Something catches fire, it means that the fire entered into it and it exploded. That's pretty much it. I am missing one that I forgot. Oh, yeah. Ah, yes. Have. Mm. Oh, I forgot one. How do you say ganar dinero?
Make money.
Okay, that one is easy. Good. Good, good, good. How do you say in the next word, have? Pasarla mal.
Have a bad time?
Have a bad time. Perfect. Have a bad time, a hard time, and it works
A
with the
hard
word
time. Yeah.
difficulty or trouble. You have trouble, you have difficulty. Desayunar, comer y cenar. Anyone?
Have breakfast?
Have
Have
breakfast,
meal?
have a meal,
Have dinner?
have dinner. But what is comer? This not meal.
Mm,
I mean, breakfast, lunch, lunch. Spoiler alert. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The three are meals. Okay? And yes, you have the three meals. You have breakfast, you have lunch, and you have dinner. You never take dinner, eh? Be careful. That's a very common mistake. And finally, tomarse el día.
Have the day
Have-
is regular. Say have the day off.
Excellent. Have the day off. That's correct. Take a note on all these corrections that you just spoke about. There are collocations with many verbs. We have do, make. Some of them are directly translated to Spanish, from Spanish to English. For example, if you have a problem, that's very similar to Spanish, tener un problema. So that's the reason we usually confuse that all the words will be similar, no? The problem is when you see these type of expressions that you need to memorize as exceptions. Okay? We can talk about the word catch, pay, save. For example, save something to a desk, save one string, save someone a seat, save someone a seat. Right? If you are going to with your friends and somebody says, hey, can I take your chair? No, don't take it. I'm saving this for a friend. Another one here. To keep an appointment. That's very different in Spanish. To keep an appointment is to schedule something. To keep someone's place is to take care, etc., etc. Ooh, the verb go has a lot. For example, go bad. In this case, go. Ooh, let's talk about that one. Let's talk about the verb go. Yeah. Go bad in Spanish would be echarse a perder. So how do you say se echó a perder el melón? I'm talking in past. Go bad. How do you say this? Use the word go bad. Hello.
The watermelon went bad.
Perfect. Watermelon is not melon. Watermelon is sandía. Melon in English is
Melon,
melon.
sorry.
Correct. The melon went bad. Estar en quiebra. Go out of business. Desaparecer. Go missing. Hacerse amarillo. Go yellow. The classic, the plastic case for the phone. They always go yellow. So hashtag the cookie. All of these are cookies, chunks, groups of words that you need to memorize. I hope you took notes. All of this is in a list that I'm going to show you. Okay. This is on your WhatsApp. Now, in order to finish the class, I'm going to show you a list of examples, but now with prepositions. One of the most common mistakes using connectors. Look at the first example. It says, your success in the class depends of how much you study. On Monday, we talked about the correct form. Who remembers?
Depends on.
Perfect. So give me the answer, Elsie. Rephrase it.
Sorry?
Rephrase it. Say it again, but correct.
Oh,
Complete.
rephrasing. Okay.
Yeah.
Your success
Mhm.
in this class depends on how much you study.
Very good. That's a classic collocation, a classic chunk. Letter B. Listen music. Some of you knows the mistake. Who remembers it? You don't remember?
Listen to.
Yes, of course. You listen to music. Why to? I don't know. Hashtag English. They always use to, and I always wanted to know why. The only explanation is collocations, word chunks. I don't understand morning people. I do my best to work in the night. Why is this incorrect? Who knows this? Come on, Brian, you know that one.
I know that.
Yes, you know.
On the night.
On the night, no, because you don't fly on the night.
But it's a collocation.
No, it's a mistake.
So for the night.
For the Jesus Christ, you're making it worse. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, man.
To the night. The two
At
for
night.
at.
Yes. The word is at night. Because it's correct to say in the morning, but it's not correct to say in the night. Let's go to letter D. It's important to be independent, but it's also important to know when to ask help. This is easy, guys. What is the preposition we use for help? I know, for ask.
Or.
Precisely. Precisely. Letter E. The big event is in 2 weeks, and we haven't even discussed about it yet. Any ideas? For letter E? I know that one is tricky. Let me help you. The word about is extra. There is something that we are going to establish during the next classes. Take a little note on this one. Note. Transitive verbs don't need a preposition, a connector. Okay. What is a transitive verb? A transitive verb is a verb that needs directly the receiver of the person. For example, I send an email. I sent an email to you. Between the word send and the email, there is no connector. Do you agree? I sent an email to you. So send is a transitive verb because it establishes the transition. It's not necessary to connect, nothing. On the other hand, if you have the verb go, I need to go to the party. The verb go needs a connector. That's an intransitive verb. All this explanation is an introduction to transitive and intransitive verbs, so you know when is necessary a preposition and when is not necessary a preposition. A very common mistake that people say is help. We help to my grandmother to cross the street. That connector is incorrect. Help my grandmother, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to give you a little homework. Your homework will be to try to check why letter F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N are wrong. And we are going to discuss that in the next classes. Do you have any question right now?
Which sentences, teacher?
The ones that we didn't check.
Okay, thank you.
Right? From F to N. Questions? All right, we finished, right? Remember to study collocations, because if you want fluency in your speech, you need to know quick corrections in your speech. So that's going to help you a lot. We finished for today. Have a very good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye, Mitch. Bye, Brian. See you later.